Tigers boardroom brawl is set to create even more drama, with disgruntled Tigers fans planning a protest march on Saturday morning and demanding their memberships be cancelled. Joining me to go through all of the escalating crisis at Concord is rugby league reporter Cody Kay. Cody, this protest march, take us through what they're hoping to achieve and just how bad a look is this getting for the club at this point?
Well, look, it could get really bad. I mean, this goes back to last week, obviously, when the Holman Barnes Group sacked the 4 independent directors. It led to Shane Richardson stepping down or quitting on Monday. And look, long-suffering Tigers fans, you are one of them, have really had enough. And so the march has been led by Inner West Mayor Darcy Byrne, which is, so it's been a snap march, it's been called over the last couple of days, to really call for improved governance at the club. There definitely is a push for the previous 4 administrators, the independents, to be brought back. Failing that, I believe what they would ultimately like to have happen is for the NRL to bring in an independent administrator and to call for fair governance by the Holman Barnes Group. So this march will start at Pratton Park in Ashfield at 10:30 in the morning. It'll go to West Ashfield Leagues Club. We all know, or most of us know by now, the Holman Barnes Group are the majority owners of the West Tigers. Certainly they are the Western Suburbs faction, and it goes back to a split between the Western Balmain faction that has never ever been able to find common ground. And until they can sort it out, you get the feeling that this isn't going away. But where this gets really interesting is there was an article that's come out just today, Dean Ritchie in the Daily Telegraph, suggesting that there are now 7 West Tigers players that have said if the boardroom fighting claims Benji Marshall, if he's either sacked or says, I've had enough of this absolute shemozzle and walks away, that there are now 7 players that will join him. So the 7 players being Jerome Luai, Jareem Buller, who are both have options in their favour next year. Well, Jareem Buller's also got one in the club's option. The 3 Finu brothers, and also both the May brothers. So
right. Basically, the pillars of what this side is built around currently.
Arguably the most important players in that club. I mean, look, most of them are on contract until the end of 2027, so they couldn't negotiate exits until next season. But this decision by the board, by the Holman Barnes Group, rather the owners, to sack the 4 independents, potentially has such unbelievably wide-ranging consequences for this club that hasn't played finals footy since 2011. Yeah. Finally looked like it was on the up, and the self-sabotage is just extraordinary.
I'm not sure. I mean, it seemed fairly obvious what the consequences of this decision were going to be for the stability and the current trajectory that the club was on. It's going to take an almighty... It's going to take something special to pull this all back together and not have it dog the side through the pre-season. Like you said, the old saying is winning starts in the front office, right? And now that front office is being rejigged, but it has now, like you said, flowed on to the playing group. So a board battle has now flowed on to the playing group, which is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know Peter V'landys has said that they are open to the idea of appointing an independent administrator. Look, I just run you through the facts. Over the last 12 months, the Holman Barnes Group have removed 8 directors, 3 chairs and 2 CEOs. That's in a 12-month period. Like, you can't expect success on the field when off the field it's an absolute basket case still. And look, Shane Richardson isn't everybody's cup of tea, but certainly from, I think the fans really felt that he was a guy that was strong enough to stand up to the Holman Barnes Group. Under his leadership, the club certainly had gone through a period of transformation on the field. Memberships are up, crowds are up. They just started to turn a profit. So they are really, really an extraordinarily disgruntled group, given that Shane Richardson has stepped away. So, I mean, they don't have a CEO, they don't have a chair. They've got a fan base right now that's ready to blow up the place, and they've got 7 players that potentially walk. Look, there's a lot that has to happen before Benji Marshall was leaving. I certainly haven't spoken to Benji Marshall. He's probably got no intention of leaving.
So the Holman Barnes Group has backed Benji.
Yeah.
So but I mean, you could imagine Benji is so disgruntled with it at all. Yeah.
It just goes, you know what? I can't win under these circumstances, and who could win under those circumstances right now?
Look, it's a challenging situation, that's for sure. It'd be really interesting to see the turnout at this march on the weekend and just, I guess, gauge the temperature of the fans. Cody, thank you. Appreciate it. Talking soon.
Thanks, mate.